Look, Steve, the last session with Steven was freaking amazing. You know, I wrote down some comments, sent it to our marketing team, and we're definitely gonna hit TikTok. I think this gave me the final push. We all need this final push to hit TikTok, right? Don't you feel
Right.
so?
Yes. No, I mean, definitely got me. That's why I love doing these things. It definitely got me more juiced, just to say, juiced about TikTok and finally making a committed effort to be on TikTok.
Definitely, for sure.
All right, my friend. Well, let me pull up your presentation. You know, you guys are always great at Blue Throne. One of our top live streams whenever we have you guys on. And so we're going to really break it down. And you guys always make it fun. It's not just boring slides. This is fun content. So walk me through this, Adon.
All right, what we're going to talk about is how to something X your app valuation. And I think app valuation is something that most developers don't even think of, you know, when they're running their app, because, okay, we got the revenue, we got the downloads, we got all the other important metrics. But what most developers don't know yet is that there's a huge market that is just evolving right now. The app acquisition market. And an app acquisition could be a direct exit, or it could also be a lucrative partnership. And when you enter this frame of mind, you understand, hey, I got more options in this game than to just go until I can't anymore. Because obviously, you know, if your app is successful, you've created yourself a problem. And that's something that most people don't talk about as well. Because at a certain point, an app becomes a company. It must become a company to continue its growth. What does a company have? Company has money, it has assets, it has other employees that know how to do stuff. They are experts in things you are not an expert in. And we got all these capabilities and, of course, experience. So I think if I would be a developer in this day and age, I would definitely look on how to maybe even build from the get-go an app that can be sold. It's okay if you don't sell it, it's all right, but you will build it smarter and keep your options open. And I think we're all in the financially wise wants to keep our options open, because you're never going to know what's happening in life, and maybe you would like to take 6 months off, or maybe something happened to a family member, or maybe you just want to grow your app to become a category king, but you don't have the personal know-how, how to do everything, marketing, UA, product, customer service, backend, frontend, and to do it all by yourself or with a very small team. This is a very difficult mission. That's why there are startups, there's funding, there's all these possibilities to move forward. So what we're going to do, we're going to touch a bit on the subject, really the tip of the iceberg. And we're going to start with the knowledge of how we look at apps, that an app valuation is not like a boring thing. You just, you know, look at the app, you type a few things, and that's it. It's more like a crime scene investigation. Every app has its own story.
Mm-hmm.
We can move forward, Steve. We can move forward again. Okay. So our goal as Blue Throne, when we are getting approached by developers, or we approach apps we love ourselves, is to find out what's really happening behind the scenes. Because there's the thing that you think you see, what everybody can see is the revenue, it's the downloads. This is all data that appears in public data sources, but only when you get really inside, only when you get really dig deep, you find out what's really happening on the app. And the first thing we're gonna ask is this. Let's move forward. Okay, we're ready. Steve, are you ready to jump into our crime scene?
Let's do it. Is the app growing or dying? You know, I've gotten so much out of this in terms of just how to run my own app business when we do these, because one of the big things I've gotten done is hey, diversify your revenues. Like, don't make sure, like, it's great that you got 80% of your revenues in the US, but if you're looking to exit, that's not always a good signal for acquirers too. So, all right, let's take a look.
Exactly, and I think in generally before we ask, let's just ask our viewers, which app was more? Do you think A or B? A is doing a bit more money. Let's see
Right.
what you guys say. In the meantime, I will mention that yes, getting in touch with serious buyers or VCs or companies that are specialists at buying at M&A, mergers and acquisitions, opens your eyes as a businessman, as a app developer, about not only how to grow your app, but also how to strategically think about your app, where to take it, diversify the traffic, like you just said, diversify the income within the app, and many, many other super important questions that sometimes, are left unseen by the regular developer who knows how to develop a great product, but everybody is good at something. So Steve, A or B?
A, it's got more money, right, Don?
It's got more money. Last year it made, yes, over $500,000. Nice. Okay, but let's move forward and see. One thing we look at, for example, in subscription apps is new money versus old money. We took some time to learn this lesson. We learned it about 2 years ago. And the main thing we saw is that we can't actually know by the total revenue how much the app is worth. People always ask for valuations for their app, and they tell us, oh, my app does this and that per month or per year. But this is not enough information. It's a good start, okay? Let's see, for example, what's happened here when we dig deeper. Okay, we see that app A, although it's making over $500,000 a year, we see only 5% of the money is new money. This is actually a screenshot from a real app we checked. The developer asked for, I think, $3 million on this one. And when we see this, we say, okay, what does it mean, Steve, when an app makes only 5% new subscriptions, new money from subscriptions? And the rest of the 95% is already subscribers from the past.
Yeah. I've seen this too, Adon, like where you see this type of chart and it's like weekly subscriptions, or they did it some huge promo. I've seen very similar with data where they did huge growth right here. And then the revenue wise, when you look at sales, it's still like pretty flat, right? But it is when you look at the subscription event, it is going way down. So they did some huge promo, and I think people just forgot to unsubscribe. Whether it's a weekly is what we saw with the other app, a weekly subscription was the one that was driving most of the revenue still, but old revenue, really old.
Basically what you see here, in other words, in more direct words, when Steve, we like to be direct, is a dying app. Okay, this is a dying app. Although it made $500,000 last year, it doesn't matter. It is a dying app. Only 5% of the revenue is new. Okay, it says something about the app. From the other hand, if we go a bit forward, go to B, then we see over 50% is new money, is new subscribers from last year. Okay, this is wonderful news. So obviously, when we see this kind of trend, we say, okay, we got this a product that people like, and we only buy or partner up with apps that are proven. They have proven market fit that people actually love. It doesn't matter if it's a very small but powerful niche audience or very wide audience that just loves the app but pay a bit less. It doesn't matter. We buy only things that have good market fit. And this one, for example, this is an app I would buy like this, because this is a great data. It shows me the app is growing. It shows me that people still loves it. And so that's the answer to the question. B is better. Why? Because revenue was really, really, really not everything. So here are
Mhm.
possible explanation for why an app is dying, and maybe if you guys at home see or feel or the data tells you that the app is dying, you should take a look at these reasons and try to fight them, try to do something else. Maybe the niche is in decline. This is something that we don't have much room to maneuver if our niche is dying, and many niches are dying. For example, in the last iOS update, iOS 16 that Apple released to the market, they have lots of features that are killing huge categories of apps. Okay, so you have to
Yeah.
be aware of it. We as buyers, as partners, and also as developers, of course, because we also have big apps that we run ourselves. What you can do if the niche is dying, by the way, is to rebrand the app if it's possible to another niche. So I have some examples if you would like to dig in, but if not, we can continue forward. Sudden loss of keywords, real estate. We see keywords in the App Store or in Google Play as real estate. How much, the more keywords you have, the more real estate you have, the more secure your app is. So Steve, like we've talked at the beginning, another way to ensure your app success and growth um, through the years is having more real estate, not only countries, but keywords themselves. And of course, we got the reason of competition with better value or offer from your competitor, unhappy paying users. I think it's not like official data, but from what we see from our own research, we see the more time passes, Apple punishes harder apps with low reviews, with bait rating, with maybe even low LTV because it doesn't make them money as well. And of course, outdated onboarding, if any. I know, Steve, you've been talking a lot of creating an onboard process. Okay, it's not the easiest thing, but it's not that complicated, but it does change the whole picture of the conversion, of the LTV, of the how much revenue the app is making, and it will rank you higher if you make more money, because then you make Apple or Google happy, and you want to make them happy. You want to make them happy. If you make them happy, you will be happy as well. Let's move forward, Steve.
Sorry, I was on mute. But I think so. To just pause a little bit, Adon, onboarding is the biggest thing in my opinion. I've seen clients where they had decent onboarding, we optimized it, and then boom, like it is playing around. If I had to fix anything, that's the one thing that I would play the most attention to. It is the onboarding and getting it right, because we've seen different numbers. Like that's where the numbers really change with the onboarding.
Steve, let's. We said we're gonna make this as practical as possible, and you are my onboarding expert. You also work
Oh,
with
thank
our.
you.
So Steve, we want to hear from you.
Yeah.
It's no secret that lots of people here came for you. They love you, man. Give us your top 3 onboarding secrets.
I think it depends on the app, like all things, but really it's what I found it on is a lot of people do a great job of having the main marketing messages on their screenshots. So one app we just looked at for a client, I was like, your screenshots are beautiful. They have the right messaging. They're talking straight to your users. All I literally did, because their onboarding was, guess what it was, Adon? It was just their paywall. The first screen was boom, paywall, right? And then I was like, yo, so we have data that says, put an onboarding. And so whether it's on your website, whether it's in your app description, whether it's your screenshots, you understand your users. So what are the big benefits? And what I generally like to do is have some social proof within the onboarding, right? This is just all marketing principles. So remind users what the app is all about in that first screen. Have some social proof, and that social proof is going to come in handy as you're about to show the paywall. Now, whether it needs to be long, short, that really depends on the app. But I think if you check out Headway, I think they do a phenomenal job of really having a great onboarding sequence. And, it's very sophisticated. They have a yes ladder and all that stuff in there. But I think in a nutshell, if you just remind users what the app is all about, try to get the users to engage so you have data as well, ask different questions, and then have some social proof, then hit them with the paywall. You should see a pretty good improvement. All right.
Thank you, Steve.
3-step
And I think what we can, I'm sorry?
No, go ahead.
I think, Steve, what we tend to forget is from the marketing side of apps is repetition is the mother of all skills. Okay, that's a saying I've been hearing from my dad since I was, I don't know, 3 or something. But this is also the biggest secret to effective marketing. Repetition is the mother of all skills. You know, what did Steven do in his TikTok channel? He repeats the message over and over and over again in different templates or media forms, yes, but it's still the message drilling down to the head. And of course, we got so much advertisement today and so many apps on our phones that if we fail to repeat our message, then we won't convert. This will be the punishment. So repetition is the mother of all skills, and this is the number one I can give. It might not be the smartest thing ever, but it is what it is. Okay. We can move forward to this is the simple funnel that we all know, right? Somebody download the app, you offer a free trial, activation, okay? Nothing fancy about that. But if we move forward a bit, we can look at it differently. And what do I mean by look at it differently? I always look for a leak. In every marketing funnel, whether if it's a web marketing funnel or it's an app marketing funnel, and hey, this is a marketing funnel, right? Somebody download the app, they go through a process. In the end of the process, we like the user to pay something, okay? So this is a real data that I wrote down. For an app we saw and bought actually, I believe, 5-6 months ago. So it had
this is actually really good.
1,600 downloads per day. What?
Mm-hmm. No, I'm saying this is actually really good. 14%. It's really good.
Exactly. So let me ask you, Steve, where's the leak? You can read the data. Everybody here can read the data. Where's the leak in the funnel?
So
the 30% means.
Yeah.
1 second. 30% means 30% of the 14% who began the free trial, of course.
Yeah. So this is 30% who activated a free trial and then converted to a customer. Exactly. So like, I think this is positive. If I had to start with one, I would probably start with this number and see how I can improve this. That's why I would start.
Fine. Let's move forward and see. Okay. What I would like the message I would like to convey is that repetition is the mother of all skills, not only in repeating and showing again and again our marketing message, our customer avatar, and talking to them, but also repetition is the mother of all skills in testing. Let's move forward a bit. I would like to show you these metrics because when I got to know it and I began to apply it in my businesses, it just blew my mind. What you can see here is that an improvement of 10% in each one of the steps leads to an overall 33 increase in the final result, which is in this case revenue. Okay, so just 10%. Now I will ask you, Steve, maybe I'm biased, I don't know. How difficult it is to improve downloads by 10%. That's it, only 10%.
Not that hard. I mean, as long as you have a marketing budget, yeah. I mean, I think if we're just relying on ASO, it might be a little bit hard, but I wouldn't say, if you came to me and said, hey, improve my 10%, I'd be like, you're a logical person. You're not insane. You know what I mean? I'm like, I can do that.
And this is from a conventional ASO method. What happens now if you work with Steve from the one hand and Steven from the other one, and Steven, the agency, does the TikTok vids? Is it hard then? No, it's easy, and we'll see what it all leads to. So just wait and see. I'm not playing with a small change in here.
Okay.
So let's continue. Steve, how difficult is it? Steve?
I'm letting the audio catch up. Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, how difficult is it to increase your free trial by 10%?
I don't think that's hard. Like it's doable.
No,
Like everything is doable. These are not outrageous numbers. Yeah.
exactly. For example, an experiment we ran yesterday showed us that just changing the call to action button raised the total conversion by 20%. Not the whole page, not the whole onboarding, just one button in the whole process. So
What was the change?
when we get into this experiment mindset, what we can see is that we can start using the power of the multiplier. The power of the multiplier, yes, Steve?
What was the change? I mean, don't leave us hanging. You said you increased it by 20%. What did you change? From what to what? The button.
Let's leave it to the end of the presentation, and I'll
Okay.
tell you exactly from my phone the data report I've got this morning.
Okay. Deal.
We promise to make this practical. Okay, let's go back to ourselves.
The hard questions.
Let's get to know the power of the multiplier. So basically, we see this is the 10% increase. Of course, we increase the daily revenue from 466 to $621, $621. Let's continue. Let's move forward. Let's say we use, this is the power of the multiplier, a 36 months multiplier on your monthly revenue. Okay, this is like a bit of a high multiplier. It's like not too high as well. Okay, if you got a good app, you will get probably 36 months valuation. Valuation is how much my app actually worth. Okay, so let's move forward a bit. The original valuation, Steve, was $500,000. This is a calculation right here. 466 times 30 days in the average month. It means almost 14K. 14K times 36 months. You've got $500,000 asset on your hand, which is good news to hear, even if you don't want to sell. It's good to maybe pat yourself on the back. We all don't do this enough, we know, to see, wow, okay, I built an asset that was over $500,000. That's cool. But really like I said, we just began playing. Let's continue. So with the slightly optimized version, only 10% of each one of these components, only 3 components, there are more, but let's keep it simple. The calculation here is rather simple, and it means that you've got almost a 700K app for only 10% improvement. This is the power of the multiplier. Because once you think, okay, in exit terms, once you think in partnering up terms, once you understand the value of what you created and how you can take it forward to the next level, the money becomes big. This is a game worth playing. Now maybe the energy, the motivation to experiment a bit, to change a button, to change a screenshot is more like maybe monetized. Maybe it's clearer why we should do that all the time. So this is kind of mind-blowing that you can just change 3 simple metrics by 10% and get almost $200,000 more valuation. But let's continue. Okay. Now we're talking about the 20% increase. 20% increase leads us also almost to $900,000 valuation, and maybe downloads organically are hard to increase by 20%. But again, if you're using now TikTok or other methods, and of course the free trial is easy. if you experiment, it's easy to improve it, to increase it by 20%. Activations as well, it could be a matter of a button, that's it. And we got almost $300 more in valuation, but let's go to the good scenario. We raised the price $1. Okay, we didn't talk about the price. It was $6.99. Now it's $7.99.
Yeah.
That's it. Steve, from your experience, when you raise the price by $1, what happens?
Yeah.
What will
Usually
be
more
the
money.
What?
You get more money.
The conversions won't get hurt probably. I see most devs are charging less than the app is valued by the users.
Yep.
By the way, we also had an interesting case that we raised the price by $4, the price of the subscription, and what we saw was an increase in downloads, increase in, activations. Why? Because the users perceive the app as more valuable. Okay, this is not a cheap. I don't think many people want to buy cheap things. You know, I don't want to buy cheap things for myself. I'm sure you don't. We look for a good deal. A good deal is not a cheap thing.
Yes.
Now I remember your iPhone
We want a
story
good deal. Yeah.
Okay, Steve is the exception, guys.
No, we want a good deal. I'm not. I am cheap, but like, yeah, a deal is a deal. Like everybody wants a deal. So, yeah.
Exactly. What I'm saying is that I think what I noticed is many people value themselves by the price level they pay. So, for example, statistically, you will always have in each buying audience, a customer avatar, or whatever, about 20% of the people who will always be willing to pay a lot more. And this is to confirm their self-identity as leaders, as early adopters, or whatever. So basically, raising the price by $1 most likely wouldn't hurt your conversions, but look what it does to the valuation. So what we did is with really slight improvement, nothing to write home about, right? This won't be a success story in any company's blog, how we raise your downloads by 20%. It's not interesting. But what we did with the slight improvements is raise the app value from $500,000 to very close to $1 million. And this is just the beginning. There are more things you can do, more things you can touch. A 20% increase in most of these steps is definitely doable. I saw 200% increase. It's only 2 times better. I saw much more. But it just shows you how the heck did we double an app from $500,000 valuation to $1 million valuation, and still we can go on and on with these little experiments, and we might even get to $2 million. Who knows? How did we do this? This is the insane power of multiplier upon multiplier, and how super tiny 10 to 20% sub-app improvements can double any exit package or partnership. So this is the beauty of what we do in Bluetooth, and this is more value, more you can do to miss this valuation, and any 10% or 20% increase will take you up to higher and higher valuation. And I think that's the beauty. That's the beauty of building a great digital asset that people love, and how much you can capitalize on that, how much you can improve your life on that, based on that. And maybe your motivation is to take your baby to be the category king. Perfect. This is also a beautiful motivation that we are as very ambitious people, brothers. My brother is a co-founder as well in the company. We love to do it. Okay, this is something that we absolutely can understand and appreciate.
Yeah, I love it. I've seen personal things like of the clients you can improve in low seen on a particular, and the way I would do it, Don, is, you know, everybody's different. I would try to focus in on one of the funnel things. I'm going to go back to your funnel real quick, but one piece of the funnel first, and then start working on this. And what we noticed was with one of the clients, you know, a lot of different clients.
Well,
yeah,
exactly, Steve.
Yeah. And I think the low-hanging fruit from what I've seen is this free trial activation is probably the biggest one where I see most of my clients falling short. I had to pick one. It's this one. Obviously, this was hard too, but like the downloads, but the free trial activation is probably the one where we provide, that's where we make the biggest difference. If you've got the downloads, I can increase revenues for any app. I feel that confident now because we've done it with our apps that we bought ourselves, and we've been able to go from $1,000 a month to 10,000, and then we hit 12,000 in September. It's just like, and it was, we didn't get any more downloads. We didn't actually add any more features. We just optimized this funnel and optimized this free trial. And then guess what? We went from $3, Don, one time in app purchase.
Small improvement. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Small improvements leads to a big payday, and that's the beautiful thing again about the digital world, that we can make these changes. In the past, in the physical world, if you have a store or something, this is a nightmare to do. You have to replace the signs or whatever. Here, you just I don't know, upload a new page. Okay, just update the keywords. By the way, I have them here. We have the winner here. The 20% winner. Actually, it's more than 20%. It's 20.9%. And the basics, and what we started it, what was written on the button was, I can't reveal the app name, but Steve, just give me an app name, and I'll put it into the template.
Puff count. I don't know.
Puff count. Okay. So
Calm. I'll just call Calm. I always do everything with Calm and pretend it's Calm all the time.
Calm. Okay, cool. So our baseline, the button that we try to improve upon was Get Calm Plus. Okay. Now I'm gonna give you 3 options, and let's see if you know which one made the cut.
Okay.
Get all features. What do you think the improvement was on Get all features, if there was an improvement?
I would say 5%.
14.1%.
Improvement.
Let's move on.
Wow. Okay.
What?
That was the improvement.
That was the improvement relative to the baseline, exactly.
Okay, hold on. Get Calm Pro, and then get all features.
Okay.
I'm gonna write all this down because I'm gonna turn this into a content. Okay, let's get all features 14%.
Yeah, exactly. Let's explore Calm. What do you think the improvement, if any, was there?
None.
15.9%.
What?
Yes, exactly.
Let's explore
And the last
Calm.
one, improvement. That's what when I say it's easy to improve these stats by 10 to 20%, I'm not kidding. You just has to be a testing maniac, okay? You just have to have this thing, understand the value of this testing again and again and again. And let's look at the last one. Unlock everything. Simple. What was the improvement there, if any?
Unlock everything. That's the 21%.
Exactly. That's 20.9. Let's keep it accurate. But yeah, and it's funny, and we're laughing about this now, and we're having fun and everything. But this is real money and real valuation that people are getting, that people are... A small experiment like that can worth easy 100K for you. Isn't this cool? Isn't this mind-blowing, right? When you partner up, when you do when you exit, and these are real models that exist in the app world today.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Okay, I'm gonna love to do another video. That's amazing. I mean, I was obviously wrong on a lot of them. I didn't think Let's Explore Calm would do that much improvement. Okay, so I'm gonna put a basis here. I'm gonna put a visual because I like visuals, Adon. I need visuals to really understand what's going on, right? So, let me put this. We had a recap everything. Boom, boom,
Would
boom.
you like to recap or should I recap?
No,
Because
I
I
will
would
recap.
just
I
say,
got a visual for you.
okay, visual is nice.
Yeah, I like visuals.
Me too.
Increase. Okay, here we go. So we started Get Calm Pro baseline. Here's the increase. Get all features, 14% increase. Increase, by the way. It's not conversion. Increase. Let's explore Calm, 15.9, and unlock everything, 20.9.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah,
I knew
and
this was coming.
the thing is,
I was wrong about this. I didn't
yeah,
think this one.
exactly, and we have hundreds of thousands of dollars for this app per month, so this is verified data, statistically wise. Um, I think the conclusion is, even I, as a marketer, I've been a digital marketer for easily more than a decade and doing this pretty ferociously. I wouldn't be able to guess, one, the winner, and second, the amount of increase. I will also be more humble, like 5% increase, 3% increase, something like that. Who the hell knew that it's 20.9% increase? And who then knows what will happen if we, and we will, continue to challenge this 20.9% and see if we can increase it even further.
I had to fix I want to try this next. I'll be like, let's see, start free trial. I mean, that's what we generally use. These are the two that we generally use right here. Unlock everything and start free trial. I think that would be interesting to see what happens. But I like this. If I had to rank it, I mean, this would be at the bottom, but you know, it's in the middle, so it's crazy. But that's really cool.
Who knows? Really cool. Yeah, and it's also the target audience of this app is I think 25 year olds and below. You know, there are so many customer avatars in so many countries. Then, of course, you should be humble, okay? Explore, and remember that repetition is the mother of all skills. Also repeating experience is also attached to this I don't know, adage. Okay.
All right, we're gonna take a look at the app. We're running short on time, but this is Emin's app. He's doing pretty well. 100,000 downloads on Google. AFO Pro. I think this is Turkish.
What does it do?
I don't know. I think it's a learning university type of app. I think it's only in Turkish. I think this is, if I'm reading this right, this is Turkish language. But he wants us, or he or she wants us to look at sales. So when I first opened the app, this is what I was presented with. And here, back to our funnel, you know, like I have no idea what this means, right? Back to our funnel, have an onboarding sequence. Like literally, you know, we saw an increase in, I think it was 420%. And for a bigger app, it was 30%. Just by having an onboarding sequence before you show a paywall, it is crucial to have and like remind users exactly what this app is about. Like whatever you have in your screenshots, and this is what I was talking about earlier, is like generally they do a great job of having great marketing copy and screenshots, but then when I get into the app, they just assume that I remembered everything. Like I don't care about you as much as I care about me.
Steve, this is what you saw when you the first time you really? Okay.
Yeah.
What's the monetization model of this app?
Let's find it. I think it's gonna be, let's look under Google.
Ads, some paywall.
It looks like it's an ad model. I don't see any in-app purchases down here. Let's take a quick look. Unfortunately, I can't read all of this, so I apologize, Emin, about this.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, now I see my profile, earn money. Would you like to have 1,000 coins or money for your lessons? Yeah.
For your lessons. Okay.
You know, I think I can put my own lessons on here. It looks like.
Yeah, exactly. And you can somehow monetize them. I see.
Yeah.
I've heard about a US company of teachers who teach teachers. Did
Yeah,
you hear
yeah.
of them?
Teachers who pay teachers. Teachers pay teachers.
Teachers who it's teachers for teachers, and what
Mhm.
the company does is that it lets teachers to upload
Mhm.
how they and, the presentations and everything, and other teachers can use the same materials in their classes.
Yep.
So this is a huge startup that are a very successful one.
Yeah. My brother-in-law is a teacher, and he puts stuff on there. So it's teachers pay teachers, and then you can upload a bunch of your material, course material, and then other teachers can download and buy it. So really
Yeah,
cool in
exactly.
the
So
there.
yeah, okay.
But yeah, I think, like, it's gonna, unfortunately, I don't know too much about the app, but I think if I had to give you any advice, put an onboarding sequence in there, put
Yeah,
a paywall during the onboarding sequence as well. That should really help you drive more sales. All right,
and
Adon. Anything else you want to cover?
Steve, even if the app is for free and it's running on ads, you still want to make users again acquainted with the app to get to know the app, how to use it a bit. This is also the goal of good onboarding, not only to convert but also to teach. And I think that the retention of this app will vastly increase with a simple onboarding which tells you what to do in there instead of just a screen with all kind of options.
Yeah, I love it. Cool. It is. Anything else you want to cover, Don?
No, I'll repeat again. Repetition is the mother of all skills, guys. And let's not forget it. And also, when I'm repeating that repetition is the mother of all skills, I'm applying this lesson also here that we all never ever forget it again.
I love it. All right. Once again, it is bluethrone.io. We've done a lot of content with Bluethrone.io. If you're looking to possibly exit your app and looking for what I found in Don too is, like, it's almost a seller's market where a lot of times a lot of developers are getting emails like, I want to buy your app. I want to buy your app. And it's hard to build that trust with them. Look, I do trust. I work closely with Bluethrone. I'm an official advisor for the company as well, but it is bluethrone.io. And this is, oh, look at me. Hey, you got to update this photo. This is an old photo. I don't like this photo. but they've got a great.
I like it.
I look so chubby. This is my wrong side, anyways, too. But like, I'm already in here too. So official advisor for Blue Throne. I trust them. You do have to be making at least, Don, correct me if I'm wrong, but $5,000 in revenue, or at least have 5,000 downloads to the 5,000 rule.
Exactly. Yeah, some kind of group of product market fit. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, they're not going to buy brand new apps. And if you want to find out how much your app is worth, well, just go check out your app valuation tool right here as well. Once again, it is bluethrone.io. Adon's LinkedIn is also linked up into the YouTube description as well, along with Blue Throne's website. But Adon, thank you so much for coming on and doing this.
You're welcome, Steve. It was a pleasure as usual. And I'm going to say, I'm going to watch everything else. I'm writing things down. Also, my team, my marketing team, is writing things down. So this is powerful content in here. This is exactly, I think, Steve, what we wanted to achieve. So that's it. Take it forward, brother.
That's it. All right, my friend. Thank you so much, man. I'll see you soon, hopefully in 2023, huh?
Yeah, definitely. Maybe in Berlin soon.